Good morning, and thank you all for joining us. Please rise, and we'll begin with the singing of the Star Spangled Banner. Please join me. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Please be seated.
We gather here together this morning with broken hearts. But the great Hasidic master, Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Kutsk, used to say, there is nothing more whole than a broken heart. Perhaps that explains the feeling of wholeness, of unity, of solidarity that has been experienced by the Jews throughout the world in the past 10 days. Everywhere, Jews are gathering and praying for Yaakov Frankel, for Gilad Sha'ar, for Eyal Yifrach, that they be returned speedily and in good health. There is great unity, and the Jewish people have come together as one. We too here today gather together in love and an outpouring of deep emotion. We have embraced these three boys and their families as our own sons and brothers and our own family. We are providential people, and we believe in the power of prayer. And we have gathered together this morning to pray. But before we begin to pray, before we begin to daven, we are graced with the presence of Congressman Elliot Engel, who has always been a champion for the state of Israel throughout his entire tenure in the House. And just this past week, he made a passionate statement on the House floor, speaking to the three captives, the three abducted boys, and it's an honor to welcome Congressman Engel.
Thank you, Rabbi. Good morning, everybody. And let me tell you, as I have a heavy heart, you know, I was looking at the video, and I got very emotional because as the father of three children, it's the worst nightmare a parent can never have. Let me say, last week I spoke on the House floor, House of Representatives floor in Washington, spoke about these boys. We had a rally in support of them outside the Israeli embassy in Washington, where we tied 3 yellow ribbons around a tree across from the Israeli embassy. And from here I'm leaving to go downtown to Manhattan, where there is a similar rally outside of the Israeli consulate downtown. So I'm going to leave as soon as I finish, but I'm going down there. They're expecting me to speak there as well. I'm very proud to represent Westchester in the United States Congress. And when I look out here and see so many people here, I know why I'm so proud. So thank you all for coming today. It's very, very important that we do this, that we say this. We are living in very difficult times, and many of you know I'm the ranking member of the House of Representatives Foreign Affairs Committee, where I constantly talk about Israel and constantly talk about the plight of Israel. I remind people that back in 1948, when what was historic Palestine was partitioned, the United Nations said there is a partitioned into a Jewish state and an Arab state. And Israel declared independence in 1948. The very next year, and the Arabs attacked Israel and tried to drive it into the sea. In those days, there were no settlements. There was nothing. The excuses that the Arabs use now for not making peace with Israel, none of that existed then. And what it showed is that from that point on, in the 60 years since, there's no peace. There's no peace because the Arabs, the Palestinians, do not recognize Israel as a Jewish state, and that the Palestinians and others still think they can use terror to achieve their political aims. Well, we are here this morning to say no to terror, and we're here to say bring back our boys. Gilad Shaer, Naftali Franco, who's an American citizen, and Eyal Yifrach, they're our sons, not just their parents' sons. They're our sons as well, because there's one Jewish person around the world is in trouble, then we're all in trouble. I read a story just yesterday in the Washington Post front page, which talked about the rise of anti-Semitism, particularly in France, which has the largest Jewish community in Europe, almost 400,000 people. And it was an eerie story. It reminded me of Germany pre-Nazi era, or at the onset of the Nazi era. So the State of Israel was founded so no Jew would ever have to be afraid, and Jews would always have a home. And these boys were living in their home when they were brutally abducted, we believe, by Hamas, a terrorist organization, which the current Palestinian government is part of. And I have said time and time again in the House floor, this week voted for an amendment to cut off all funding to Hamas and to the Palestinian Authority, because I am sick and tired of them talking out of both sides of their mouth. They cannot have it both ways, and we will never, ever allow a terror to reign. So I want to, again, thank you for being here this morning. Prayers, I do believe, we all believe in the power of prayer. And I believe, God willing, that these boys will all be brought home to their families where they belong, home to Israel where they belong. And the perpetrators of these heinous crimes need to be brought to justice. I know the Israeli authorities are doing everything that they possibly can to locate these boys and to bring them home. And so let's always remember our support for the State of Israel is very important. That's the answer to terrorists. The good news I have for you is that support in Congress for Israel is very strong, and it's very bipartisan. You know, they say a lot of things in Congress today that Congress can't get along, the parties don't agree on anything. That's not true. Both parties agree, Democrats and Republicans agree on strong support for the State of Israel, and both parties agree that it's time to bring back our boys. So thank you so much. Am Yisrael Chai.
Before we begin, I think it's important to mention that this event this morning is being sponsored by 15 different organizations. I'd just like to mention them quickly. Congregation Anshe Shalom, the Fleetwood Synagogue of Mount Vernon, Hebrew Institute of White Plains, JEP of Westchester, New Rochelle Jewish Coalition, Magen David Sephardic Congregation, Stein Yeshiva, Westchester Day School, Westchester Hebrew High School, Westchester Torah Academy, Young Israel Harrison, Young Israel New Rochelle, Young Israel Scarsdale, Young Israel White Plains, and the Mount Kisco Hebrew Congregation. Everybody has a packet before them, and there are a group of Tehillim, of Psalms that we're going to recite. We find that there's more power in the recitation of tefillos if they're done congregationally, if they're done responsibly. And we are very fortunate that we have a number of the rabbis of our area who have come together with us, and they would lead the recitation of Tehillim. They're going to come up over here. I'm going to ask that we stand for the recitation of Tehillim, and that we do it responsibly, which means the rabbi mentions a sentence, and then we respond as a congregation the very same sentence. First, I'd like to call upon Rabbi Evan Hoffman, who is the rabbi of the Anshe Shem congregation of downtown Minnesota.
Shir Lamalo, Desainai Leharim, Yahain Yavo Ezri. Ezri, Mim Adonai, Yosei, Shamayim V'aretz.
Yosei, Shamayim V'aretz.
Ayitein Lamot Raglecha, Al Yanu Shomrecha. Yishan Shomer Yisrael. Adonai Shomrecha, Adonai Tzilecha, Yad Yaminecha. Yomam Hashemesh Le'akecha, V'yareach B'layla. Yishmorcha mikol ra, yishmor et nafshecha. Adonai yishmor et tzeitecha u'boecha, me'ata v'yad olam.
Maskil David bin Yosef Amerat Tefilah. Koli El Adonai Ezak, Koli El Adonai Ezchanan. Eshpoch lefanav sichi, tzarasi lefanav agir. Tefilah ruchi ve'ata yadat nesivasi v'orach zu ahalech kanu fachli. Habeit yamin u'rei ve'en makir avad manos mimeni ein doresh v'nafshi. Adonai amarti ata machsi chelki b'eretz hachayim. Hashiva rinasi kidalos imiod hasileni nerodvai ki amsu mimeni. Hotzia mimaskeh nafshi l'hodot Hashemecha v'yafiru tzadikim ki sigmol alai.
That was Rabbi Chaim Marder of the Hebrew Institute of White Plains. I had to call upon Rabbi Greenberg of the Young Israel of White Plains to say Psalm, Kapitel 83, Pei Gimel. Shir Mizmor Liasov Alo Yimal Damilo Chaltecha Asher Tishkoitei V'hine Yebecha Yemayod Mistanecha La'asloi Al Amcha Yarusai B'Yisyoatzu Al Tzvadecha Amcha L'chunachidei B'Goyi V'lo Yizacher Shem Yisraeloi Leim Yachdav Olach Amres Yichaisu
ידיים וישמע לב, מיה בהגרב. Vola mãe bamolei, plashes yai shveitzai. Gama shun ulvoi ma yuzvayal znai vaitzela. Asay lahem ki midyon tisisroki avim benachal kishoi. Nishmidu v'yendai, ha'idai men l'adama. Yisay ma'im v'yvei ma'i karei v'chizei, v'chizei v'chitzal muna, kal sichei ma'i. Asher amu nirash halanu, eis nya yisalayim. Allah hai, she say my ki gal ki kash v'nei ruah. Yesh tivayach lavot alai darim. Kein tilfein b'sarecha v'sefoscha t'valayim. Malef ne'em koloi v'yivashu shemcha Adonai. V'yivashu v'yibalu v'yibalu adayad v'yachlu v'yavedu. V'yavedu ki ato shemcha Adonai l'vadech v'al yenal kol oretz.
I'd like to ask Rabbi Rami Strasberg, the headmaster of Westchester Torah Academy, to say Psalm 130.
Shir HaMalot Imam Hakim, Graticha Adonai. Adonai Shema V'Koli, Tien Echa Kashuva L'Kol Zacharunai. Tishmaya Adonai Miyamo. Slicha leman tivarei. Kiviti Adonai kita nafshi v'didvaro chalti. Nafshi Adonai nishamim lavoker, shomrim lavoker. Yachel Yisrael Adonai ki Adonai chesed v'harbei imo v'dur. Yitzed Yisrael mikol avonotav.
Ask Rabbi Yaakov Bienenfeld, the rabbi of Young Israel of Harrison, to say Perek Chaf.
Lamana Tzayach Mizmor David Yanachana B'Yom Tzara Yisagabacha Sheino HaYakov Yishlach Ezrucha Mikodesh U'Mitzion Yisadeka Yizkor Kol Minchosecha V'Olosecha Yidashne Selva Yitei Lecha Churvavecha V'Chol Atzosecha Yimalei
ונרננה בישועתך, ובשם אלוהינו נגאל, ימלא אדוני כל משאלותיך. עתה ידעתי כי הושיע אדוני משיחו, יענהו משמי קדשו, בגרוס ישע ימינו. אלה ברכב ואלה בסוסים, ואנחנו בשם אדוני אלוהינו נזכיר. הם קראו ונפלו, ואנחנו קמנו ונסעודה. אדוני הושיע, המלך יעננו ביום קראנו.
I'd like to ask Rabbi Mitchell Searles, the Rav of Magen David congregation of Scarsdale, to please say Perek Kuf Chaf Beis.
שיר המעלות לדוד, אשמחתי באומרים לי, בית אדוני מלך. עומדות היו רגלינו בשערייך ירושלים, ירושלים הבנויה כעיר שחוברה לה יחדיו. ששם עלו שבטים, שבטי העדות לישראל, להודות לשם אדוני. כי שמה ישבו כיסאות למשפט, כיסאות לבית דוד. שאלו שלום ירושלים, ישעיו אוהבייך. מי שלום ושלך שלווה באמונותייך. למען החי ורעי אדבר נא שלום בך. למען בית אדוני אלוהינו הבקשה טוב לך.
Please join us for the recitation of tefilah for the captives, for Chayalei Tzahal, and for Shalom Amedina. Yishadirach Avatinu Avraham Yitzhak Yaakov, V'Shem Moshe Rabbeinu Levi Shlomo, V'Yivarech Yishmor V'Yisor, V'Nal Yisrael, V'Tashuvim, Yaakov Naftali Ben Rachel Devora, Gilad Avnachal Ben Ayel Ben Yiris Shur. Utov Shara Achinu Yiveit Yisrael, Anitzinu V'Tzara V'Shuvia, Avur Sha'akal V'Kalel V'Avaram, Agadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Aleihem V'Yoseihem V'Kol Shechetz Hamavet V'Zitehem V'Natei V'Zitehem V'Shiyei Meira V'Chei V'Shvatei V'Yilu Adonai Chazor V'Niflata V'Nei Adam V'Yam V'Yam V'Krosh Ketu V'Yei Adonai Yishvu V'Kol Tzion V'Yam V'Sat Ha'Lam Ha'Shach V'Sot V'Zimtai Yasiru V'Nasot V'Yam Amen.
Yisberach Elokeinu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov, Yivarech et Chayalei Tzahal B'nai Yisrael, Yi'im Shmartenu V'Re'enu Ul Olam V'Yitzchak, Min Hayat V'Tov V'Al V'Yisrael V'Yisrael, Yitei Adonai Tevei Rachamim Aleinu V'Chim V'Nei, Akadosh Baruch Hu Yishmor V'Yatzil Chayalenu V'Chazar V'Tzivah V'Mayom V'Chazar
אבינו שבשמיים, בצור ישראל וגאולו, ברך את מדינת ישראל ושיש שמחת תורתנו. הגן עליה ורח חסדך ופרוס עליה שפת שלומך, ושלח אורך ומגדל ושלח עזריה ויעשיה, ותגן מגיסת אברהם וברחמה. חזק את ידינו בני הארץ ושנינו ומקדם ברגעים ישועה ותרת נחרות ותקרן. נחת השלום וברת ושמחה וחלום ישראל. אחינו בוקר ישראל, עד מעלות ארצות כזיהם, וזוהיכם ירח אדוני וציר יחד, ושמיים ושם שלך, ותשוב זרח ושעדיך, וימדנו לקחך לפי השמיים, ושם תצחך בני אדוני ושם תתנחך. ויראה אדוני בקרוב, ואדוני יצאים וישב לפני המשתה, ותבחר יראה ותצחך. ויחנו ובינו לעולם ולעולם השמך, ולשמור את כל דברי צלחך, ושלח לנו לגמרי דוד משלח צלחך, וגם תחת ישלחך. ובא עלי ותצחך, ולכתש ותצחך, ומיום הלכון ושמשנה יחור, אדוני ישראל,
You see this image on the screen of thousands of Jews at the Kotel. And some of you may have heard on YouTube or Facebook, they're singing. Thousands of Jews, 20, 30,000 Jews at the Kotel singing Achenu Kol Beit Yisrael as a form of prayer, as a form of song to bring back our boys. Please join us as we sing Achenu. Achenu Kol Beit Yisrael.
As we begin this new week, let's all continue to fervently pray for the swift and safe return of Gilad, Naphtali, and Eyal to their families. We'll conclude by all joining our voices together in singing our people's anthem of hope, Hatikva. Please rise and draw your attention once again to the video screen.
Shia